Hello, my name is João Fontela and I did my master's at João Lab. The main focus of my thesis was to discover how histone deacetylase inhibitors, or HDAC inhibitors, interact with IL-7 mediated signaling, especially in the context of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. We started by treating patient-derived xenografts that were IL-7 responsive with the HDAC inhibitors to see if we could have an IL-7 dependent reduction in cell viability. We then tried to dissect exactly how IL-7 mediated signaling was being affected by HDAC inhibitors. And here we found two main mechanisms by which HDAC inhibitors affect IL-7 mediated signaling. The first was by downregulating the IL-7 receptor gene expression. So we would have a lower expression of the receptor and a lower presence of the IL-7 receptor at the surface level. The second mechanism was by inhibiting and downregulating directly the main IL-7 associated signaling pathways, which would lead to lower signaling activation and would therefore explain the lower cell viability in the presence of HDAC inhibitors. The last thing we did was to try and understand whether or not IL-7 mediated signaling could induce HDAC activation. Lastly, we also found evidence that IL-7 mediated signaling can activate HDACs, and we found that IL-7 associated JAK activation is extremely important for this HDAC activation. What I'm most proud about is definitely the autonomy that I acquired while working at the lab. So I was able to plan, perform, execute, and analyze the experiment in its totality and without much supervision. I think this journey and its hardships shaped me both as a scientist and as a person and allowed me to meet incredible people. But this experience also made me much more mature and responsible for my own work, as I had to be the motor that drove my project. Lastly, I want to thank everyone who was involved in this project, and especially to my supervisor João for giving me the opportunity of performing these experiments and developing this master thesis at his lab. And I also would like to thank IMM for the award and for investing in the future of these master students.